Y'all niggas got me hot. Yeah.
Is we live? Is we live? Is we live? Is we live? Yes, you're now tuned into the Rare Podcast. And of course, I'm your host of the most, NK, aka the man that hour, too sweet to be sour. And I would usually say I'm joined by my lovely co-host, but for now, Madam Ashley will be on her way, but for now, it's a solo dolo trip, you know what I'm saying? It's my first time actually recording a solo episode. Let me be transparent with you. I was going to come here and be like, yo, I can't lie. We're going to have an intimate conversation. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, but I'm nervous. This is the first time I've been one-on-one with the camera, you know, or one-on-one with you guys. But yeah, man, before we get into that, we have to do a little segment called Rare Moment of the Week, where we like to spotlight a creative that we feel needs the attention, needs the accolades. And you know what? I want to big up actually one of the members of the show, Mr. J Quad, Mr. Jixon. You know, I feel like we celebrate him on the show a lot, but he had like a really good 2022. And he's killing it with the TikTok stuff. And you know, he's got some stuff in the works for you guys to see. So big up Mr. J Quad, big up Mr. Jixon. You know, yeah, man, that's my rare moment of the week, and I'm sure my other co-hosts can attest that. And I'm sure you at home can attest to that. But yeah, the conversation I wanted to come and have with you guys on the solo thing is film and TV. Listen, I'm a film and television guy. That's why I even studied at uni. I'm not using the degree now, but I studied it at uni. So I feel like 2023 is a very exciting time for us film and TV heads. And I want to break down like a couple TV shows that I want you guys to watch. So yeah, man, listen, over the past weekend, HBO released a new series called The Last of Us. Now, if you don't know about The Last of Us is based on the PlayStation game entitled The Last of Us, where it's about basically a world where a zombie apocalypse break out. It's quite similar to your Walking Dead, but the main character Joel has the task of carrying this girl called Ellie across the country. In the beginning of the episode, we don't know why he's carrying her across the country, but the series just revolves around them building a relationship, obviously them trying to cure the zombie apocalypse and all the shenanigans that ensue with it. Last of Us, if you're a fan of Walking Dead, if you're a fan of survivalist shows, Last of Us is a must watch. And the first episode, I must say, was a banger. HBO, what's that on my face? HBO really rarely miss with the bangers. Rarely miss when it comes to like their television shows. Like HBO have been on an amazing one. You think of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Succession, which I've heard a lot of good things about. I'm gonna get to Succession soon. But yeah, The Last of Us is like, if you're a fan of zombie apocalypse, if you're a fan of like gory survivalist horror, then Last of Us is 100% a show you need to be watching out for in 2023. And so far, the first episode has been a massive success. Like, as somebody who's played the video games, like the translation from video game to screen is amazing, because us as video games fans, when it comes to film adaptations of our IPs, we've been suffering. We have suffered. Listen, Sonic, to be fair, Sonic had a decent movie. Big up the Sonic series. Sonic had a decent movie. But when it comes to some of these other video games that have been turned into television shows or films, tragic. We've been suffering. So hopefully Last of Us is the gold standard. It sets the bar high, you know, for future video game adaptations to come from. Because I know God of War's coming up next. And listen, they better nail God of War. They better nail. Look. I think Amazon are doing it. Amazon, don't fumble the bag. You better get I'll call Game of Thrones. God of War. You better get God of War right. Because me as a PlayStation fan, me as a God of War fan, that one day you can't mess up. If you're gonna flop it, leave it on the consoles where it belongs. Some of these movies, some of these IPs don't need to become movies or TV shows. If you can't handle it properly, don't do it. But yeah, if you haven't watched the series, go and watch it out. And also, if you haven't played the game, go and play the game. It's on PS5, on PS4, so even you arcade, even you old school man on PS3, fam. It's on there, you know what I'm saying? So that Last of Us is a series that I highly recommend you guys check out. Another series that's on the radar for 2023, man. Stand the Snowfall. My boy Damson Idris, man. You know, Snowfall is on this last season. And while I had my issues with the season that just came out, listen, I hope Snowfall goes out on a high, man. Listen, Snowfall's been an excellent show. Personally speaking, I'ma say it. I personally think Snowfall's better than Power. listen, when it comes to character writing, when it comes to just things making power, yeah, to me, power is like reality TV. It's super entertaining. Power is it has those moments of drama, has that moments of, oh my god, I can't believe Ghost did that. I can't believe Tariq did that. But when it comes to just, elite level writing, I think Snowfall's better written. I think Snowfall's better acted as well. Um power is for people who like mess, who like tea, who like drama. I can't lie. I don't get me wrong. I was there with it. I was there. I watched Power for the tea, for the drama, but I think Snowfall is a great story. It's similar to your Breaking Bad and your Ozark. It's the fall of man. It's how greed can corrupt you. Because I think the comparison between Ghost and Snowfall, Power and Snowfall is that we already met Ghost as the kingpin. We already saw he was already at that place where he'd already compromised other people. He'd already fallen into depravity. Where with Franklin Saint, we kind of see the origin story of how does someone become a kingpin. I feel like, for me, those origin stories of becoming the drug lord are much more compelling than watching the drug lord's demise. And that's what a Power was. Power was watching, okay, this drug kingpin, what is his demise? What is his martial? What is his fatal flaw? And ultimately, his fatal flaw was greed, which is applicable to a lot of these other drug kingpins. But Ghost greed was like, it extended outside of the business. It extended to his relationships. It extended to his lust for power. And I'm interested to see how Franklin Saint's stories ends, because it's interesting. Like they often say the road to hell was paved with good intentions, and that's exactly what Franklin Saint's story was. He was a well-intentioned guy. The first season he starts off, wanting to go to college, and because he didn't have access or couldn't go to the college he wanted to because of lack of finances, it started a domino effect of him getting involved into the drug business. And we know how these stories go. As soon as somebody takes steps ascending the business, the morality starts descending. And yeah, I feel like Snowfall's conclusion is something I'm very much looking forward to. This last season, if they nail it, I would put it like amongst the like GOAT tier crime shows, because in my I don't have a top 5 crime shows, but in the like list of like all-time crime shows, I have like the Breaking Bads, the Ozarks. I'm yet to finish The Wire. I know. The Wire I've yet to finish, and here's why. Season 2 was goddamn slow. All you man that say The Wire is the greatest of all time, I hear you, man. But you man need to start giving disclaimers for what season 2 is. Season 2 is so slow, and I understand why season 2 is slow, because it's basically exposition. It's explaining, okay, how these drugs are transported. It shows a different side to the drug game with the I think it's the Irish. Yeah, I think. I could be wrong. But in the first season of The Wire and the remaining of The Wire, we kind of focus on like the Stringer Bells, the people that are very much centered in the Baltimore gang, the Black Baltimore gangs. But in season 2, we kind of detour from that and focus on other people involved in the criminal enterprise, which is fine. But like, you can't set up Stringer, you can't set up Omar, you can't set up Avon, and then season 2 you just show me some random characters I've never seen before. Like, we can't be doing that. But that was a tangent. But yeah, so I haven't seen The Wire, but like Ozark and Breaking Bad and Narcos are like the premier drug kingpin shows for me. And this final season of Snowfall will kind of cement whether it stays in that upper tier of like greatest of all time, or it falls off a cliff. Because boy, I am no stranger to terrible endings in TV show. I am no stranger to being hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived when it comes to TV shows. Game of Thrones, I'm talking to you, I will never forgive you. Walking Dead, I'm talking to you, I had to drop your show because Walking Dead fell off a cliff. Like, what was that? There's bare shows that fail when it comes to the ending. Ozark is debatable, but I defend Ozark's ending. But there's bare shows that don't stick the ending. Speaking of criminal activity, let's talk about Top Boy. Yeah, it's time. Let's see what they do with this season, because yeah, the embargo's been lifted. We've spoken about Top Boy in this channel, and the more I think about Sully killing Jamie, the more I'm like, why? yeah, it was set up, it was foreshadowed throughout the season, but I felt like you lost a very interesting character in Jamie. I felt like you could have had Sully kill Jamie in this final season. At least, at least show us the tension between Sully and Jamie working together. And I guess, to be fair to the show, they kind of showed us that when they were in Morocco. But still, I don't know. I would have liked to see how Jamie really fits into the Enterprise. Um, but they're setting up obviously Sully versus Deshane. Where's my Elon and Deshane? They're setting up Sully versus Deshane in this final season. Let's see. Because I think Top Boy is expertly written. I think Top Boy is amazing. I think Top Boy is a great show. But I'm skeptical going into this last season because I felt like the relationship between Sully and Duchesne was a pivotal part of the series, and them kind of being on opposite sides of the spectrum is something that's been consistent throughout the show. But I felt like they got to a point, at least last season, where there was mutual understanding, and I felt like the rift they're trying to build between those two, it's kind of rushed, kind of. So, but it's all about execution. If we start season 5, I believe, I think this is season 4 or 5. If we start the next season with them still coming to grips with, okay, Sully's decision of killing Jamie, and then the rift doesn't manifest straight away, and it takes a few episodes for the rift to eventually manifest, because this is a Civil War situation. This is Captain America versus Iron Man. We're eventually going to get Sully versus Duchesne, and I feel like Sully's going to die and Duchesne's going to have either come to Jesus moment or have a moral revelation and either leave the life, turn himself in, whatever. But I feel like Duchesne, out of the two, is the one that's going to survive. But yeah, Top Boy, I think, is a very important show. In isolation, I feel like Top Boy has done wonders for the UK scene. I do feel like in general there is an over. I feel like shows of Top Boy's ilk are over pushed, and I feel like I'd love to see more diversity in content, but I can't put the blame on that on Top Boy. That issue is more of an industry issue rather than a Top Boy issue, because Ashley Walters and the writing team have been making Top Boy for over a decade. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is a series that well and truly should come back, and I'm glad that it's back, and I'm glad that it's getting the global and critical reception that it's receiving, because Top Boy is excellently written. But I feel like once Top Boy is done, I want us to divest. That's the word. I want us to divest from these criminal mastermind shows. Like, I want us to divest. Or if you want to tackle the criminal empire, tackle something outside the box, maybe a serial killer drama, or I know, black people don't have the best relationship with the police, maybe a police drama, or just something. I just feel like a lot of these shows centering around gang culture and ends are necessary, but it gets to a point where these movies are starting to feel prescriptive. And what I mean by prescriptive is like, oh my God, like they're treated like informative pieces rather than pieces of art. Like me as a cinema goer, as a TV watcher, as somebody who enjoys entertainment, a lot of the time I go into these things for escapism. And cool, I feel like I can still find some form of escapism on Top Boy because I don't live that life. However, because that life hits home for so many people I know and so many people within my vicinity, it's almost like when people talk about Top Boy, it's like, oh yeah, I know someone who and it also feels like, okay, this is giving outsiders, people who aren't a part of this life, an insight into the life, which is fine. But sometimes I just want to enjoy art for being art, something I can just lose my head to and escape. But yeah, man, that's my mini rant on Top Boy. But let's switch it to the animation side of things. Let's talk about Invincible. Let me tell you, man, about Invincible. Listen, and I wanna echo something like Gilmore. Hey, Jason, edit this. Something that what was his name? Gilmore. I'ma look at his name right now because I can't remember his name. I cannot remember his name. This is shocking. I can't pronounce his name. That's it. Guillermo del Toro. That's it. He's directed Pan's Labyrinth. he's directed a lot of different movies. He recently is getting a lot of awards for his adaptation of the Pinocchio story. Please, someone in the comments correct me. Guillermo del Toro. I want to reiterate something he said about animation. A lot of people, animation is not a genre, it's a medium. And what I mean by that statement is that animation isn't for, a lot of people look at animation and automatically assume it's for kids because the primary content we consumed as kids was animation. So a lot of people make that connotation of, oh, animation equals for children. Animation is a medium where you can tell a variety of different stories of varying different genres. I could tell a serial killer drama through animation. I could tell a romance piece through animation. I could tell so many different types of story through animation. And animation needs to be respected as a medium that is designed for all, that can cater to all, rather than a medium just for kids. In saying that, I want to talk about Invincible. Invincible is an incredible show. Invincible epitomizes the beauty of animation. Some of the fight scenes I don't think Invincible could work on a television budget, perhaps as a movie, but I feel like the reason why I prefer television over movies is because you can tell a lot more long form narratives with TV. Invincible season 1 is simply sublime. Like, if you are somebody who hasn't watched it and you are a fan of superheroes, you are a fan of the superhero genre, or you're just looking for a more grounded, if you're a fan of The Boys especially, Invincible is something you need to watch. And I am utterly looking forward to season 2. I don't want to say too much about Invincible season 1 because I don't know. I'm under the assumption that a lot of people who are watching this video haven't watched Invincible. Please do yourself a favor. You lot have seen our WandaVision videos. I know you have. You lot have seen our Marvel content. So trust me, when it comes to superhero shows, Invincible's the best. It's better than anything you'll get on Disney Plus. For sure. It's better than anything you'll get on Disney Plus. I guarantee it. Money back guarantee. If you don't like the show, I'll come and pay your Amazon subscription. That's a lie. But still, go and do yourself a favor. Go and watch Invincible. That show is absolutely incredible. And then let me round it off with one more TV. No, I think that's it. Yeah. That's it when it comes to TV shows. That's all I got for you, man. Now let's talk about films. For the man them. Listen, I can't lie. This is for the nerds out there. A film I'm looking forward to in 2023 has to be Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Listen, I will be very honest. I grew up with Transformers, right? I grew up with watching Transformers Cybertron. I grew up watching Transformers G1. I'm a Transformers nerd, a Transformers buff. And I have a soft spot for the first Michael Bay Transformers movie that came out in 2007. Talk about Shia LaBeouf. Talk about Megan Fox. I was going to say Megan Good. Talk about Megan Fox. Talk about Optimus Prime. Yeah, that first movie holds a special place in my heart. Put that first movie to the side. The Transformers franchise has been ass. Has been trash. Michael Bay has, I wouldn't say ruined the franchise, because to a lot of people, the movies were how people introduced the Transformers. Michael Bay he's tired. He's finished as a director. He's finished. He should never touch a Transformers film again. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen was an absolute abomination. Why are we having these racist-ass Autobots with grills in their mouth? Why are we having Autobots hump Megan Fox? For what reason? Well, who's a Decepticon? But still, why are we having Transformers hump human? I don't think robot to human anatomy works like that. Dark Side of the Moon was spectacle tax. The last part of the movie was all spectacle. It was all that scene of Chicago being destroyed. And my biggest problem with the Transformers movies, I don't think Michael Bay understands who Optimus Prime is. Optimus Prime in these Transformers movies is a war criminal. He is a sociopathic, bloodlusted war criminal. Listen, Optimus Prime is somebody who uses violence as a defense mechanism. Yes, he's a warrior. So when it comes to the battlefield, he will do what he has to do. I want you to go on YouTube and watch the scene in Dark of the Moon where Optimus Prime is fighting Sentinel Prime and Megatron. Megatron surrenders. Listen, if you were to apply real life, real politics, once the opponent has surrendered, you take them in as a hostage, you take them in as prisoner, you don't execute them. Optimus Prime executed Megatron and he executed Sentinel Prime. War criminal. I'm telling you. So I say all this to say, the reason why I'm excited for Rise of the Beast is because Michael Bay is gone. Michael Bay is gone. And already from the Rise of the Beast trailers, I'm seeing, wow. First of all, Optimus Prime looks like a truck again. Because it's some of the later movies, the Mark Wahlberg movies, Optimus Prime did not look like he could transform into a truck. He looked like, I don't know. He's like a futuristic abomination. Like the whole point of Transformers is you can see the parts of the vehicle they transform to in their exoskeleton. You could see like the hood of the truck on his chest. But nah. Michael Bay didn't want to do it. We wanted to do some next designs. But I feel like Rise of the Beasts is the reason why I'm looking forward to it is because Michael Bay is gone. And from the trailers, I can see, I don't know, even just how sleek the transformations look. I could just see that, you know what, this is a new direction of Transformers. And obviously, we're introducing we're introducing characters like Optimus Primal, who are from the Transformers Beast Wars series, which is a series I didn't watch as a kid because I thought that the CGI was ugly, but is a critically acclaimed series in Transformers. And I'm hoping this is a new era for the Transformers franchise. I'm really hoping that this new direction of Transformers leads us into a new era where we can finally get a full Transformers movie with minimal humans. My dream as a Transformers fan is to get a War of Cybertron movie. I want a movie just about Cybertron. Like, yeah, man, listen, NK's gonna take you on a nerdy journey. Listen, we're gonna take you on a nerd trip. But yeah, another movie I'm looking forward to. We got to take it to Marvel. Ant-Man Quantumania, talk about it. Let's talk about how Kang's on Spark. Ooh, Jonathan Majors is an actor I'm very invested in. Ever since I saw him in Lovecraft Country, I was invested. And I'm happy he's getting the looks he's getting. I'm happy he's going to be... Listen, Jonathan Majors, 2023 is his year. You're going to see him in Creed. And then you're going to see him in Ant-Man as Kang. I want to see how they tackle Kang. Yeah, because, listen, I feel like... I'ma say it, the MCU has been meaty. Phase 4 has been meaty. Because as much as Wakanda Forever was a feel-good moment, and I'm not gonna criticize the movie too tough, because obviously rest in peace Chadwick Boseman. I felt like, you know, the passing of Chadwick, obviously they had to rejig the script, and you know, it was a lot happened in short notice when it comes to the narrative of Wakanda Forever. So I'ma exercise patience and sympathy in regards to Wakanda Forever. Spider-Man Far From Home is a nostalgia fest. That one is nostalgia tax. As a movie, it's all right. And we need to have a very honest conversation about this Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. Not of him as an actor, because I feel like casting him as Peter Parker / Spider-Man was a great move. He deserves to play the role. But the minerals he's been given, Nah. How can the Russo brothers, how can Spider-Man be better in Avengers films and Captain America films than he is in his own film? Where are the web swinging scenes? Where are the scenes of Spider-Man swinging around New York City? We got that. As much as Amazing Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, the ones with Andrew Garfield, as much as the films were mediocre, one thing they did not lack on was Spider-Man's movement in those films was sensational. The swinging sequences were sensational. Spider-Man felt like, yes, Spider-Man felt like the spectacle. He felt like the focal point of these films. I don't even like calling Spider-Man Iron Man Jr. But boy, that's what these films feel like. Shang-Chi was another good Phase 4 film. But I say all that to say, Ant-Man, imagine me as a Phase 4 fan, my most anticipated movie in this phase is still Ant-Man. Because of why I need Kang to wreck shop. I need Kang to destroy everything. I need Kang to cause havoc, carnage. Listen, I couldn't give a toss about anyone else. People must die. There must be pain, there must be loss, there must be grieving in these movies. You can't have Kang in the movie and then have zero casualties. It don't make sense to me. Kang needs to destroy everything, everywhere, all at once. Big up Michelle Yeoh. He needs to destroy everything. But yeah, multiverse. Listen, I was gonna say multiverse of madness. God forbid that movie was mid. But Ant-Man Quantumania, another film I'm looking out for. But yeah, what's another film? This ain't even this fits into a film because it's a film. But my boy Idris Elba's back. You know what he's back for? Luther. Listen, man, them don't know how much I adore Luther. I was watching Luther. Luther holds a special part in my heart because I was watching Luther back in secondary school. This show came out at least early 2010s. At least early 2010s. We in the 2020s, baby. This film came out like at least this series, Luther series, at least came out like 2010 or 11. I ain't got time to fact check right now because it's just me and you on the camera. You're gonna get it raw and direct. So Luther is a series that I've literally grown with. It's still my favorite BBC produced show ever. That last season felt incomplete. I wasn't satisfied with the last televised season of Luther. So the fact that we're getting a continuation in the movie is needed because I need closure. I need absolute, unadulterated closure. I beg. I don't even want to watch the last season because I didn't like the last season. I didn't like the way they did Alice. I didn't like the way they let my boy John Luther go out in disgrace. But for those who've never heard of Luther, when we talk about premier detective shows, when we talk about crime dramas, forget about Sherlock. Forget about them, man. It's Luther. The one and only. John Luther, played by my guy Idris Elba. In my opinion, his best role. Actually, what is... Here's a question for TikTok. What is Idris Elba's defining role? Is it Stringer Bell? Is it John Luther from Luther? Is it the other roles he's played in? I don't know. I know has he been in a Tyler Perry movie? I don't know. God forbid though. What's that movie Beyonce, Obsessed? Is it his role in Obsessed? What is Idris Elba's defining role to you? That's a question for TikTok right there. Clip it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for Luther, man. I'm very, 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 very much excited for Luther. But also, listen. Now I don't know when the Oscars are, so hopefully this video isn't outdated by the time of release. I want to make it clear. The Academy, you better give Everything Everywhere All at Once what it deserves. Everything Everywhere All at Once deserves everything everywhere all at once. It deserves all of it. It deserves the entire... Listen, it deserves to win every award in the award multiverse. It deserves it all. Big up Michelle Yeoh. Big up everybody in that cast. I'd say their names, but I don't want to butcher their names. So, big up everyone in that cast. What that movie's done, I've seen on TikTok, like people of Asian descent talking about how important that movie was for representation. I've even seen Michelle Yeoh on interviews talk about how important that role was for her, because in terms of as an Asian actress, she wasn't getting looked at in Hollywood. There weren't a lot of roles for her that really challenged her as an actress. So the fact that this movie came out, and not only is the movie, I feel like when it comes to Oscar bait movies, there's a lot of disconnect between Madame Ashleigh. Yeah, but I feel like when it comes to you can sit there. Yeah. I feel like when it comes to Oscar movies, like there's a lot of disconnect between what the audience wants and what the Academy wants. And I feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once is the first time I feel like the fans and the critics are in agreement of this being an excellent film. And I feel like everyone in that movie deserves the accolades. You smell nice, you know. I know you smell nice. Don't worry. I've saved the Lori Harvey topic for when you arrived. I didn't touch that one yet. Yes.
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. It's on you. Actually, yeah, but yeah, say hi.
It's been a long day.
It's all right.
I was mixed up.
No, it's all right. You know, this is what happens when you're adult. You just work. You think one time's the next time. But yeah, man. How you doing? How you doing? How's 2023 treated?
It's all right. I'm okay. I'm just tired. Tired. But I'm all right. I'm surviving.
So let's talk about how you're tired of people coming for Lori Harvey. Like,
Straight in.
Straight in.
Yeah, I find it really pathetic. I can't even lie. Like, she's just living her life, and I feel like people are just coming up with narratives from the thin air and putting it on her as if this is fact. Like, the whole thing about her and Michael B. Jordan, just like, how about her running away from commitment and da-da-da. It's like, whoever told you that was what happens? Whoever told you that that's what happened? Because if you know the real tea is that he was always messaging his ex. He never let her go. So that's why she dipped. So...
But I will say this though. I remember the video of Michael. I think there was a video of Michael B. Jordan. Like, I think it's become a meme now.
Oh, him at the game?
At the NBA game. You see all the... I've never seen pain. No, that was
breakup.
Oh. But you know, I think I was having this conversation with someone. And what I think I feel there's multiple reasons why like Lori Harvey's hated. Of course, like the main reason by some men is misogyny. Cool. Push that to the side. Like, it's the niggas are gonna hate. Yeah. But I feel like the reason why people hate on Lori Harvey is because she don't speak. And here's why. I feel like now in this society, we're accustomed to a new age of celebrity. We're accustomed to all our like public figures sharing their business.
Everything, yeah.
Sharing it on TikTok lives, sharing like we're all like even big up like Karish from City Girls, but like she's got the podcast now. We're accustomed to a new level of transparency when it comes to our celebrities. So when someone like Lori isn't giving us that access to her, people are like, oh fuck, I don't have the information, so
let's just make it up.
Let me just make it up. Let me just put stuff together because she's not giving us enough. Yeah. And I feel like that's a lot of what's happening with Lori Harvey. Because she don't give us a lot, people have kind of now mythologized her as the
city girl.
The city girl, queen pin.
And it's like she's just dating, living her life. It's not like she's out here messing and date and just here, there and everywhere. She gets a relationship, it ends, cool. She's just a serial dater, which is what everybody's doing. So I don't understand why people are getting onto her as if all your faves, especially men, are doing the same thing. Nick Cannon is impregnating everyone and their mother, but nobody has anything to say.
I feel like as a man, I denounce the activities, the diabolical displays of...
These are hard with him. They need to
I denounce him, and man them like Akon should be ashamed of themselves.
He doesn't deserve his penis.
For accepting these diabolical displays, diabolical behaviours. Like,
it's horrible.
Like,
and you see that thing where he was like, going to recitals and that, it's not that deep. You just have to teach your kids morals. As if that's all it means to be a parent. Like,
no,
so you could just be breeding up, not have no time for these... Because you cannot buy time. I don't know how much money you think you can have. You cannot buy time. And you cannot give all 12 of your kids the enough time that they need to invest a serious relationship with them. I don't care who you are. You can't... it's just not possible. So for you to be here, there, spreading your seed everywhere like it's nothing... It's a joke. I'm sorry.
The privilege of knowing a lot of like active fathers, people who are active in their children's lives.
Shout out to my daddy.
Yeah, I know. I have the privilege of knowing a lot of men that are active in their children's lives, and like, bro, like I feel like a lot of people see parenting, especially a lot of men see parenting as I pay the bills.
So that's it.
Yeah, and it's like there's an emotional component to parenting that I feel like a lot of people are just not taken into consideration. And the thing is, a lot of man them will complain that, oh, like, you know, I feel misunderstood by society and rare tear. I don't think I was catered for as a kid. So when you have kids, why not take that into consideration and play a more emotional role in their lives. But I don't know. I feel like this whole notion of like, I send my child to school, I put food in their back. It's like, yeah,
that's what you're supposed to do, bro. What's
those
to
are
pat you on the
basic
back?
needs.
Yeah,
What about raising a well
rounded
human being? And you
individual?
can't do that when you've got 12 of them in different states across the country. Like, I don't think that's feasible.
You cannot.
I don't think that's feasible.
You cannot.
Yeah, but like, I just feel like when it comes to Lori, like, of course, like, Twitter's good at Twitter. So I feel like there's a point where, like, okay, the jokes are funny, but then I feel like a lot of you man aren't.
Bro, leave her alone, man. Yeah, a lot of you, you're just haters. She's just leng, and getting all of these leng men, and you're just haters. You're just jealous. I'm telling you, half of you man are jealous because you could never. That's why, what's his name, Meek Mill, trying to pipe up. Be quiet. She doesn't want you. She doesn't want you, so hush your lip.
No, you know people's a travesty, because I will never forget the last album he released. He said, and I quote, "I want Lori Harvey on my wish list." But what happened?
She don't want you.
About the what happened? Like, I don't get it. Like, just close your mouth.
Leave her alone and close your lip.
What do you feel about, like, obviously now, you know, it's public knowledge that she's dating Damn, so they just big up my UK brother. What do you think about, you know, the droves of men and women who feel betrayed?
Betrayed by what?
By Damson. I've seen a lot of
shut your lip, man.
that. A lot of people be like, how can he do this?
How can he do
How
what?
can he leave the UK?
Shut up.
How could
If Lori Harvey was in your DMs, you would take. So just
how
shut
could
him.
he leave
She's probably one of the longest girls out here, so I don't understand why anyone's talking.
UK?
Shut up, man. Of course you're gonna leave the UK.
UK men money because they go America.
Oh,
They get.
I mean, UK men is a whole separate topic in and of itself. It has nothing to do with that.
You know.
Rightfully so, okay? Because a lot of you lot are trash. Rightfully so. But, nah, Damson, just leave Damson alone, man. He's got his snowfall bag. He's in America making his peas. Like, allow him, man. He just wants a lame girl to go and settle down with. Like, come on. Leave him alone.
Nah,
So silly.
speaking of just madness, what's Prince Harry on?
The thing is, right, I was with everybody who was like defending him, saying, no, like he needs to speak his truth. I watched the documentary. I enjoy is a strong word. It's like it was entertainment, but I was there for it. Cool. Now I feel like, sir, like, all right,
Different under a rock. Obviously released Prince Harry released a book entitled Spare. And this is just detailing, it's basically an autobiography, just detailing, you know, his life. I have not read the book,
No.
but I am tempted to read the book based on just pure curiosity, because there's a part of the book that's gone viral online about him talking about his Todger.
Oh, really? Because I saw what's his name? Victor did a TikTok where he was in the bookshop and it was like reading page 1 of Prince Harry's book, and he's like, you know, that audio is like, that long ass didn't have any lube in it.
Yeah, no, but literally, like,
I was like, what is
Prince Harry's audio?
No, I haven't heard it.
I'm playing to you after the podcast. It's
Okay.
bad. It's bad.
Why is he?
No, he's literally talking about like how like in Eton, like in the private school he went to.
Oh, Eton.
Yeah, like one of them ones. He was like, oh yeah, like the man them, like me and the man them, like we used to play a game where it used to be the circumcised boys versus the uncircumcised boys.
What, they used to go around checking?
Yeah,
Okay.
like it was some real. And here's the thing.
And why do we need to know that?
Thank you. And there's a lot of stuff about like his sexual awakening and stuff like that. And it's like,
Sir, you have kids, bro.
and in the words of Cardi B, what was the reason?
What was the reason?
What was the reason? Because
Because now he's
I understand the Netflix documentary is more to just humanize them and just show like their experiences in regards to this, in regards to like
the media and
in
stuff.
regards to the media and just like the internal racism they've experienced in the royal family. And I was having this conversation. I feel like the reason why Harry's released this book is because money. Because remember, he's cut off from the royal family's finances.
Yeah, probably.
He's never had to work a day in his life. So what's up?
I mean, he was in the army.
Fine.
He was in the. You have to work when you're in the army.
Fine. Army, put that aside.
Yeah.
He's a royal.
Yeah, he is.
He's a royal.
He is. Yeah.
So I feel like he needs to make money. And yes, people will eat up an autobiography about his life.
Yeah, of course.
But my thing is, when your wife is talking about the racism that she's experienced from the British media, when your family is under intense scrutiny, Why are you releasing the book talking about your sexual experiences during this time? It's not the time for that.
Yeah, it's really not.
It's not the time for that.
Read the room, sir.
Read the room. It's not that, and I feel like, not to say, like, the thing is, even I saw a snip of the documentary where Meghan Markle was obviously saying, before, basically, she was saying before, like, she came to this country, before she, like, experienced racism from British media, she never really, like, lived the traditional black experience. She never really,
Oh, yeah, because she said her mum never talked to her about, like, race and that.
and listen, I will always defend Meghan in regards to the racism she's received against the British media and all that type of stuff. Yeah. There's a question that has to be asked, right? When she married into the royal family, did she not, and I understand she's American, so it's a bit of a different, but did she not have an understanding of this is a possibility of happening in terms of the racism?
Probably not, no.
And I felt like,
which obviously is very naive, because obviously she wouldn't know about
It's
like
very naive,
Britain and their racism and stuff like that. Like, especially a lot of Americans don't really understand the racism that happens in Britain. They think that they're the only people that experience racism. But also, it also is down to her mum as well, because she was in the documentary. Her mum was saying like she never really, like, she faults herself partly for not having that race conversation with her, because she was mixed race, so she felt like, I'm not really going to need to do that, because we live in a she grew up in LA, they grew up in a multicultural society, so she was like, I don't think she's ever going to really have to experience racism like that, so let me not really have that conversation with her, because it's just easier for me. So she said, I was definitely at fault for that, because I didn't prepare her for the things that she's going to experience now, which obviously makes sense to why she was so like, oh my gosh, because I don't know, if you've grown up in this country and it's like, royal family racism,
but
that's not
thing. But
that's kind of,
I've seen,
you know,
and obviously this is not my
normal.
opinion, but I've seen the thing. Is it a thing where she thought she'd be the exception to the rule?
No, I don't think she would. I just think she thought that it wouldn't be as bad as it was. Because, like, obviously, small little comments here and there, you know, the stuff that the media was writing about her, it was like, okay, people get like bad criticism and bad stories written about them, like in the media. If you're a celebrity, you can't. But the stuff that they were writing about Meghan, they were the stuff that they were stretching about her, the false stories, all up in her privacy, like literally not giving her no space, like breaching her like safety, like they showed one thing where they went to some like cabin. People are literally in the forest, in the lake, just everywhere, breaching her safety. So it's just like it got to a point where it was like, there's only so much you can think about. Yeah, I'm gonna experience some racism and some stuff, but the stuff that she experienced was like wild. Like no one in a while, I don't think, has been that famous.
Yeah.
Like to a point where like it's like it's getting really out of hand. Like proper.
Yeah. I just feel like, when it comes to Meghan, like I said, she's been very like with the documentary and even with the Oprah interview, like she's told her story.
Yeah.
So I feel like for Harry to release this book, and obviously there must have been an inside conversation at home, babe, I'm going to release this book at this time. Like I think everything's been coordinated, because the book the Netflix documentary came out and a few weeks later the book came out. But I just felt like I want to know, what was the intended desire? Like what did Harry want people to feel for him after this book released? And maybe there's content in the book I'm missing, but the fact that content's not being spoken about, and the main thing I'm seeing about his book is the just antics.
And why is his name and Shensia in the same sentence?
I think he likes her.
I'm so good. I was like, wait, what? Harry likes Shensia. Big up Shenyang. Big up Shenyang.
In fact, speaking of Shay, okay, as a Caribbean woman, it's a conversation for you. Cool. So I've my TikTok algorithms are a thing where they, so I've been on Caribbean TikTok a thing for a while. There's an ongoing conversation about Shensia and dancehall artists as a whole.
Oh yeah, now Shensia, come back to us, please. Come back to us, please. We have had enough of her Americanized, trying to be crossing over. Darling, please stop it now, because all the songs that you're making now are terrible. Terrible.
How long do you think Shensia? Okay. How long do you think Shensia has been trying to cross over to that America?
A hot minute. A hot minute. And I saw a TikTok video where it was since that song, which I'm the best. That since that song, everything's just been a bit watered down. Because we want foreplay. We want good comfort. We want Shenyang amp. That's what we want. We want that energy back. Stop trying to appeal to these Americans. They're not in business. They don't know our culture. They don't understand it as much as they think that they do. They really don't. Please speak to us. Don't speak to them. Obviously, the money is over there, but you can make money doing your thing. Like, you can be your dancehall self and show it to these Americans. Like, don't, because that lick song with Megan Thee Stallion,
that lick was
grief. That was an abomination of a tune, of a great sample. She just.
Do you know what it is? Obviously, because we're in the UK, right? I feel we have a lot of like Caribbean culture, like Jamaican people in the UK, obviously, especially in London. I feel like at least for us, the reason I was confused is like, but should say it's popping, but then maybe it's a thing of like, like out maybe because she's in like she's around other people in the music.
She's trying to get that American back.
Yeah, she's trying to get that American money, which is not.
It's like fair enough, but don't compromise the music.
I feel like there's better ways to compromise than that.
I was like, yeah.
Like, I feel like Popcorn is somebody that's been able to attain a big audience.
Love Popcorn
without overly compromising the stuff.
Yeah, no, he's great.
We like yes, there's like you can see there's a compromise here and there, but like I don't think he's watered down his sound to a point where it's disgusting.
No, but it's like he's still singing the way he used to sing. Yeah. Shensi is singing like an R&B singer, and I'm just like, babe, where's the patois? Where's the patois? She's singing like, it's just too much. I just can't.
Do you feel that? It's I understand say it's like the biggest culprit of this, but do you feel like you're seeing it with other dancehall artists across the scene, or is it mainly is it just a couple? Is it just a select few? But obviously,
it's a select few.
They're getting attention.
Who else is doing it?
Because obviously, I've seen it be a conversation.
Why am I going blank right now? No, it is a thing. Mine has gone blank right now. But yeah, now people have been doing it for a while. Why can I not think of anyone?
No, would you say Spice? Or no, Spice has been pretty consistent?
No.
She's been pretty consistent.
No. Spice has been consistent. Spice is that babe. Yeah. I mean, this is old, and he kind of was doing it from the start anyway. But Sean Paul was he wasn't really never like he was dancehall, but he was defo like for the Americans. It wasn't like full dancehall.
Yeah. I feel like Sean Paul was before a lot. I feel like for the majority of his career he's been for the Americans. For
that's what I'm saying. He's kind of always done that, and he has branched out and done like other genres and other people's like club bangers and stuff. So, but I'm saying fair and like that's what he's always kind of done. So that's fine for him. I'm trying to think. There are people that do that. I don't know why I just can't think of anyone right now.
I feel, but at least, I'd say at least at least dancehall's not having the issue of where Afrobeat Savage, where we're getting dumbass Selena Gomez's on songs. Like, can you imagine a Selena Gomez on Shenyang Anthem or something like that?
What would that even sound like?
No, because I'm telling you,
probably man can't even speak
actually, listen, when these, because I'm seeing, people like Skilly Bear pop up, and obviously like, they like this. Give it 5 years. Give it 5 years.
No, I probably will.
You're gonna see. You're gonna see the
Skilly Beg and Miley Cyrus. Like,
you're gonna
give it a couple years.
You're gonna be like, listen, a lot of these artists are gonna be like, I want money.
100%. I mean, what I'm saying, I hear it. I hear that you want the American back because there is real money over there. But just don't compromise the music.
Yeah, said Ed Sheeran.
Oh God, that probably wouldn't even sound that bad.
It wouldn't sound that bad. Ed Sheeran's cold. Yeah, he does it a lot. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, fair enough. I mean, just don't compromise the music, man, because a lot of you lot are starting to sound very, very watered down. Very watered down. And it's just a bit like, come on, guys. We are where... Come home. We are where home is.
So, okay. For the people that out there, who's a dancehall artist that you feel like is holding it down? That you feel like is putting out good... Doesn't have to be content that's been released like maybe of the last 6 months, but of recent, it's been holding it down. It's been...
Well, Dexter Dapp's great. Yeah, and I love Cranium. I love me some Cranium. Okay? Cranium is my guy. Yeah. Cranium and Dexter Dapp's. Those are my favourite.
Did Dexter Dapp's doing a show?
Shit. I don't even know.
I don't know. But I might be bugging.
Yeah, and Beanie Man. Beanie Man has my whole heart.
Beanie Man's always been consistent. He's been
consistent.
was generational.
Generations. That's my whole heart.
I'm still upset that my first time seeing Beanie Man live, I didn't even get to hear him because of Yam's
stupidness.
Yam's stupid carnival fam.
Fuming.
Rubbish.
I was fuming about that.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
Nah, joking. But yeah, man, it's been a good episode, the Rare Podcast. We are back in 2023. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, guys.
You know, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, did we do Rare Moment of the Week?
Oh no, we didn't do
I do have one. This guy on TikTok, what's his name? Bowmanizer, I think his name is. But he does these like Kardashian skits where he takes the absolute piss out of them.
Is it a guy and his sister?
Yeah. They are and they went to the Golden Globes recently. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of them. I love to I know them, but it was just so good to see like people come from TikTok going all the way to the Golden Globes, but like they just take the piss out of them. So like the things that they do is like the way they talk is exactly like them, and they just take the absolute piss.
They are very good.
They're so funny, and it's the way that they break character and they're just laughing in the middle of the skit. It's so funny, even down to like holding like a lamp when they're having a conversation, or holding like a plant. They're too funny. You need to see them. Like especially if you know anything about the Kardashians. Obviously, it's not for everyone, but if you know anything about the Kardashians, then it's too funny, too funny.
No, there's a guy on TikTok I find funny. In fact, I put him on the podcast at some point. But there's a guy called Quincy_SMF. He just basically does like a lot of top 5 content, so like top 5 this, top 5 that. I thought he made content about like about South London. Like top 5 places.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And I don't know, I've just seen him on TikTok read a lot recently, and I'm like, yeah, like I like a lot of his content.
Would you say his name was Quincy?
_SMF.
Oh, him, yeah. He's funny. He's funny.
He's funny, and he's like, I remember with the video of like top 5 estates never to go to it.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But some places be, yeah, not the one. But I just feel like TikTok in general just been. It's weird because our relationship with big up Jason, because Jason was on TikTok since uni days. Early.
Yeah, early.
Like,
Jason was on TikTok from early. Okay, we're going to big up our brother.
Yeah.
He
was my Rare Moment of the Week.
Oh, yay.
My Rare Moment of the Week.
We love you, Jason. We miss you.
Yeah. But, he was on TikTok from early, and I was like, I was bad.
Yeah. He's been one of the funny guys from day
one.
Okay. Making skits with wigs.
They would be like, literally, I remember the early days of the podcast, he would have the camera over there and just do it.
He would bring the wig to the podcast and make the video.
For sure. I remember your birthday was hilarious.
Oh my days. Don't even get me started on my
Your birthday was
We had a great time on my birthday.
Madam Ashley was downstairs, dancing. Jason was
upstairs
making TikToks.
That was too. And I remember seeing them like, wait, that's my house. That was too funny.
Oh my days! But yeah, I just remember like just 30 days on TikTok and then be like, nah, I'm not gonna be on that. That's a kids app. And then now I feel like
I'm hooked, addicted.
Like us adults, we've taken it away from the children.
Yeah, and it's when I see them like, older people born in the 1900s. I'm just like, can you shut up, please?
I feel old though.
Can you shut up?
See when I see these trend challenges where people put their flag of the country and their age.
And 19, 20, 21.
They'll put the flag, the age, and then 2003. I'm like,
I just turned 24, guys. Like, come on. Like, even in my workplace, like where I'm teaching, everyone's so young. Like, even some of the teachers are like 22. I'm like, guys, what's happening?
What did 2002?
No, God forbid.
Like, I'm not old, but like, come on.
Yeah, no, literally. My little brother was born in 2002. That's so rude, and he's now 20. Ew.
Grown ass men with Adam's apples.
Yeah. And born in the 2000s, bro.
2000s.
So you just turned 25.
What we did?
You're 25, Noah. NK. Sorry.
I know, innit?
You're 25. This is wild. We're getting old.
We're getting up there.
We are.
Up there. I'm even starting to get, when were you my real questions for my dad?
Ay.
No, it's happening in my...
Ay, please. Yeah, my mum's like getting on my case like, so, yeah, mum, we've tried, we failed, and we're trying again. Okay. We back out in these streets.
Nah, no streets for me. I'm happy, but
Oh yeah, you're happy. I'm single
but still,
and ready to meet.
I'm still not ready for marriage. Like, still.
Yeah, no, it's true. We're still young.
My dad had like we always say they had a conference call with all the men in the house.
Oh
It's like,
no.
was one of these was
What, you and your brother?
yeah, just like
So grandchildren, where are they?
have you not seen this cost of living crisis? You
It's
need to
true,
do my
man.
children.
No man.
Me,
I can barely afford to take care of myself at this current moment.
This 2020 is. I want to be. I want to be abroad.
Yeah,
I
man.
want to be doing holiday
Not
destinations.
tied up with these kids. Okay, I teach these kids every day. These kids. Okay. Ugh.
But yeah, man, this has been a dope episode of the Rare Podcast. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow us.
Heavy on the subscribe, heavy on the like.
Yes,
Period.
trust me, we try to hit milestones. I can't lie. I'm tired of this. Hey, I'm tired of this.
Yeah, man, we're trying to get to 1,000.
Please, let's get to
Come
1,000.
on.
I beg, subscribe.
Come on, this year we're gonna get it.
Yes, man.
Okay.
Yes.
By summertime, we will be on 1,000 subscribers.
Uh,
In Jesus' name.
Amen. Madam Ashley, tell the people where they can find you.
Follow me on Instagram at ashley.renee, and then Twitter is ashley.renee. I think, yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitter, AK Preach. I'm trying to tweet more content that's not wrestling, so I'm tired of scaring people with my Twitter.
LOL.
Yeah, my Twitter, you know, it's bare nerdy stuff though. So if you like nerdy content like film, television, gaming, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on TikTok for anime content at AK Preach. And yeah, man, like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Y'all niggas got me hot.